citation generating tool inside Google Docs so that you can cite the sources of your research and have a works cited page that's properly formatted at the end of your document. So here I have a sentence or a couple of sentences that I've written from a source document. And on this other tab over here, I actually have the scientific source where I got the information. So I mean, if you look closely at my source compared to what I wrote, you'll see that I have not copied word for word what was written in here, but I have used the ideas that were written up in this article about what the scientist has discovered and been able to do. And because those are not my original work and those are not my ideas, I have to cite the source of this information. So the typical way to cite this source is to put what are called in-text citations at the end of the spot where you talk about it in your writing. So I have just summarized what I got from this source. At the end of this, I need what's called an in-text citation, and I'll show you in a moment how to do that. In biology, we use what are called parenthetical references, which means you're going to have a citation that's in parentheses. Also, at the end of your document, you need to have a works cited, which is a list, a more detailed list of all the sources that you used and that showed up in your in-text citations. So let's see how to do this because Google Docs will actually do a lot of the work for you on this. So I'm going to go to Tools and I'm going to choose Citations. And you'll see that that opens up a sidebar for me over here that's ready for me to use. In this class, we're going to be using MLA citations. So I want you to leave this as MLA. We're going to add a citation source. And then we're going to answer this question. Where was it accessed? Was it a print document? Was it a website? Or was it an online database? So the information I got, I just now showed you, it came from a website. So I'm going to choose website. And now it's going to ask me for all of this information. And I have to fill out as much of this as I can. Now realize that I can't fill out all of it, probably. A lot of times you don't have all this information, but your job is to fill out everything that you can. So I'm going to go back to my article. It is first looking for, what is it looking for? Author, editor. Let's see if we have an author because that's the preferred. Let's see. So I'm looking through my article for an author's name. So I'm looking, a lot of times it'll be written at the top. And if it's not at the top, I can come down here and I can see, I don't actually see an author's name. So I don't seem like I have an author's name. So let's go ahead and go back. What else is it asking for? Okay. It's asking for the title of my article. So I'm going to come back here and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just grab this title. This is the title. So I'm going to copy that title and then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to paste it. It's asking for the publisher. So this is coming from Science Daily. Science Daily is my publisher because that's what it's been published in. So I'm going to type in here that it's coming from Science Daily. I want the year that it was published, which is right here. It was published on November 26, 2010. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put that. A lot of time you don't find the city. Let's take a look here. I don't think that I have a city. Nope, I do not have the city here. I actually don't think I have a lot of this. There's no edition, there's no volume, no short title. Oh, there is a website title. This website is called Science Daily. So let's go ahead and put that again. There is a URL. Anytime you get it from a website, you need the URL, which is this. It's that web address for it. So let's put that in there. The accessed day. I accessed this. Today is December 9th. So the 9th of December in 2020. That's the day that I actually looked up this information. That way, in case the information changes, at least we know what day you accessed it. So I'm going to add this. And you'll see right here what it's going to do is keep a list of all the citations that I end up adding. So right now what I want is I want to cite. Look, if I hover over this, it says cite, insert in-text citation. That is exactly what I want. So watch what happens now to my document. It has just inserted an in-text citation, okay? And it's telling me to replace that pound sign with a number, page number. Well, I don't have a page number because it's a website, so we're just going to take that out. So there is my in-text citation for this particular source. Now at this point, I can just keep typing. I can just keep typing out the rest of my paper. If I need another source, I can add another source, another citation, and insert my citation. When I'm completely finished, I want to insert my bibliography at the end of my entire lab report. So when I'm completely finished with my lab report, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to say insert my bibliography. And notice how it has just written it for me in the correct format. If I had more than one source, it would have listed all of the sources for me. Now, the only thing I need to do is that my bibliography needs to start on its own page. And so I'm going to go ahead and insert a page break right here at the beginning of it, a page break. And now my bibliography starts on its own page because that is typically how we do it. When we're formatting a bibliography, it needs to be on its own page at the end of your lab report document. So in this video, I've showed you how to put an in-text citation, how to keep track of all your citations, and how to get like Google Docs to format the whole thing for you with very little effort on your part. This is actually a really cool tool, and I hope you find it really helpful in IB Bio and in the rest of your classes.